Hi guys, I hope you are well. Please go ahead and turn your packet to Concept 21A Teacher Talk and just check your answers with ours. So on this page we have set 1 that says determine if the two triangles are congruent, and if the triangles are not congruent, state none. If they are, then write as many reasons as you can, and it could be any of these side, angle, side, angle, side, angle, or HL, hypotenuse leg. And then we're going to go ahead, and if they are, we're going to go ahead and write a triangle congruency statement. So looking at the first problem here, we can see that we have these two sides that are congruent. We can see that we have a 90 degree right here. Well, if this is 90, its linear pair will also have to be 90. So right here will also be a little box. Sorry, mine didn't show up too great. Also, this is an isosceles triangle. So if the legs measure the same thing, we know that the base angles will have to be the same, right? So at this point, we have this set of angles that are congruent, this other set that are congruent. So because of third angle theorem, we can also go ahead and conclude that this angle here will be congruent with this one over here. Okay? So based on that, we can see that we have side, angle, side, right? Well, something else I should mention. This side here will be congruent to itself because of reflexive, right? We can see that we have side, angle, side going on in this one. We can see that we have angle, side, angle. So angle, side, angle, right? We can see that we have angle, angle, side. And you can go this way if you want angle, angle, side, or even the other way around. We also have HL, hypotenuse leg, because we have two right triangles. We have one set of hypotenuse that are congruent, and then legs. So you can either talk about these bottom two or the shared leg. So we've got quite a few going on here. So then the triangle congruency statement would just be triangle ABD is congruent to triangle, well, A matches up with C, B matches up with B, and then what would be left is just D. Okay. On the next one, again, we have two triangles. Really, this is an isosceles triangle, so the base angles here will measure the same thing. This one is congruent to this. This shared side will be the same because of reflexive. Okay, and then if this angle here is cut in half, so then we're gonna, well, actually you can just use the third triangle theorem. These two here are congruent, so the third ones must be congruent. This is a straight line, so it's gonna measure 180. If you split it in half, each angle will actually have to be 90 degrees, so you have a 90 and a 90. Okay. So again, because you have two right triangles, you have the hypotenuse, one set of legs that are congruent, so you can go ahead and say HL would be one of your reasons. Kind of similar to that first problem. You can go ahead and say you have side, angle, side, a side, an angle right here, and a side. You have angle, side, angle, an angle, a side, and an angle. And you even have angle, angle, side, an angle, and a side, right? So because we're able to use a congruency or congruency theorem, we can go ahead and write a triangle congruency statement. So triangle ABD is congruent to, well, A matches with C, B matches with B, and then D matches with D as well. So for this one here, for this third one, we can see that we have a set of legs that are congruent. This leg here, or I guess the hypotenuse, this one here will be congruent to itself because of reflexive. But that's really all we have. We don't see a 90 degree. We can't really prove that we have a 90 degree triangle. So with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and say none to this one. Okay? The way it is, we cannot show that the two triangles are congruent. Okay? This fourth one here is actually the same as the first one we did. It's just tilted sideways. Okay? So I'll just go over it very quickly again. These are 90s, isosceles, so the base angles will measure the same thing. You're going to have third angle going on here, and then you're going to have this one congruent to itself because of reflexive property. And with that being said, you have side angle side, so you can choose this one here, side angle side. You have angle side angle, so for example, angle side and an angle. You also have angle side, so for example, angle and a side. And you also have HL, the hypotenuse leg, because you have two right triangles. The hypotenuse are congruent, and then you have one set of legs. So that's that. So with this one, again, it's the same as the first one. Triangle ABD will just be congruent with triangle CBD. Okay? This one here, the fifth one, we have two sets of sides that are congruent, and then we have a 90 degree going on. So you might think, oh, is this HL? Well, we don't have third sides that are congruent. There's no third side theorem. So because of that, we're just going to use side angle side. Our only option would be side angle side for this one. Okay? So with that, we're going to say triangle ABC is congruent to triangle D, E, and F. Okay? This last one here, mine, I don't know why it's cut off a little bit, but you have two right triangles. You have this leg congruent to this leg. You have this hypotenuse congruent with this hypotenuse. Nothing else that's shown or that can be proven. So for this one, we're going to go ahead and go with hypotenuse leg because we've met our requirements for that. And that, with that being said, we're going to say triangle ABC is congruent with triangle. Well, A matches up with E, B matches up with D, and then C is the last letter. Okay? And that concludes this teacher talk. All right? Thank you, guys.